friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead with another pantry pull meal. This is, of course, a slow cooker dinner, and we're making meatballs and scalloped potatoes. Now I'm going to do things slightly different this time. I'm going to take these dehydrated potato slices and I'm going to cover them with boiling water. But while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, let's make our meatballs. This is the other half a package of hamburger that I made the spaghetti from. And I'm going to drop in 2 cups of breadcrumbs. Now you can use an egg if you want, folks, but I've got egg powder, so I'm using it. I'm using a tablespoon of egg powder, which is about 2 eggs. And some onion powder, pepper. We're going to take this boiling water from the kettle and we got close to 2 cups here. And I'm just going to pour boiling water over these potato slices and let them rehydrate a bit while we make and cook our meatballs. Salt and homemade ketchup. I would put less ketchup in if you are doing a fresh egg. And now we're just going to mix this all together. The best way to mix meatloaf or meatballs, folks, is with the tools God gave you, and that's your hands. Now I want to make sure I get all that egg powder through the meat. Now, like I said, if you're using a raw egg, use less ketchup. But we're using whole powdered egg, and that will stop these from being too runny, too soft. All right, putting my crock pot on high. If you use these from Costco, folks, make sure you shake them, or all you'll get is a stream of oil. You won't get a lovely spray. See, there's our spray. Bit of oil there. And now I'm just going to start, well, it needs to be mixed just a little bit more. And now I'm just going to use my cookie baller here because I want these to be fairly small, bite size. Alrighty, there's our meatballs, and we're just going to put this lid on here. We're just going to put this lid on here, put our cover over it, and we're going to let those meatballs brown up, and we'll be back when it's time to put everything else together. All right, let's have a look at our meatballs. Oh, they're browning up nicely. They're all nicely browned. So now what I'm going to do, believe it or not, I'm going to take them out and put them in this pot for a few minutes while I organize what's going on down below. I'm going to add a little bit of hot water, just a little bit, so I don't crack this when I start putting in. There's our potatoes. I've drained them. Here's some mushrooms. Half a can that Howie made us omelets for breakfast. We're going to put in a handful of onion. And now we're just going to put our meatballs back on top. Just like that. You don't necessarily have to soak your potatoes, but it does make them turn out a little bit better. Now we're going to put in a little jar of our home canned celery there, and then boom, all over the top. Well, this doesn't pour, but we're going to put our can of mushroom soup. You're not going to add any liquid. And now we're going to put this on low, and we're going to let it cook the rest of the afternoon. All right, let's have a look at supper. You hungry, Daddy? All right, let's get Papa a plate. It's like a cross between scalloped potatoes and Swedish meatballs.
Two of my favorite.
Yeah, that's right. 2 of Daddy's favorite. All right, let's get some more meatballs on there. And take this to Father, Grampus, or whatever you want to call him, and see what he has to say about that. How's Papa feeling?
A little better.
You were down really hard for 3 days, so...
2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good.
Well, you've been living on broth and soup and stuff. So I wanted to try meatball and all of that stuff.
Hot.
Of course it's hot. Look at someone trying to pretend she's ignoring you.
Hot.
Scalloped potatoes and meatballs.
Awesome.
All right, there you go. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, after a week of soup, this looks really nice and hearty. And it's a pantry pull meal. I bet you this whole meal didn't cost $5. Mwah! Take care, God bless, and yes, we're on the mend.